You just completed one of the most powerful weeks of science backed stress work that you could have ever given your body, and the moon is waning. This is not a coincidence, that's timing. Welcome back. I'm Dr. Lisa, and this is science backed, soul supported stress relief. We started this week with a simple radical idea that stress doesn't live in a body that's moving outside. And then we built on it one piece at a time. On Monday, we opened the question why outdoor movement hits differently than a treadmill, and why your nervous system is literally wired for open sky and fresh air. We challenged you to 5 breaths outside, and that was the door. On Tuesday, we went into the cortisol research. The University of Michigan study, the Stanford walking and rumination data, the 20-minute threshold, where your stress hormone drops measurably. You got the science that makes the practice something. On Wednesday, we reframed walking, not a consolation prize, but a precision tool. Serotonin, endorphins, parasympathetic activation, bilateral neurological rhythm, left, right, left, right. Harvard level research pointing to one of the simplest, most effective stress interventions available to any human being with legs and a door. And Wednesday was the last quarter moon, a natural marker for release. So we walked with intention. And remember, if you are wheelchair bound and you cannot physically walk, it's spending the time outdoors is what's really important. Thursday, we went barefoot and we talked about earthing, the peer-reviewed science of what happens when your skin makes direct contact with the surface of the earth, cortisol cycle resynchronization, inflammation reduction, and the simple, deeply human act of letting the ground hold you. Friday, we listened. We turned off the podcast and let the birds sing. King's College London showed 8 hours of reduced anxiety from nature sound exposure. Your auditory system is hardwired to hear birds and water and wind as the signal. You are safe and you can let go. Yesterday, we built the habit, anchor, tiny, reward, the 3-part framework from Stanford and MIT that removes willpower from the equation entirely and replaces it with design. Now, that's a complete science-backed week. That's a toolkit that you now own. Now, let's talk about where we are in the lunar cycle because it matters. The full pink moon passed on Wednesday, April 1st. We're now in the waning crescent phase, that deep, quiet stretch of the lunar cycle just before the new moon. In 5 days, on Friday, April 17th, the new moon arrives, and with it, a new cycle begins. The waning crescent is not a passive phase. In nearly every lunar tradition on this planet, shamanic, ceremonial, indigenous, astrological, the waning phase is that sacred window for release, for clearing, for laying down what no longer serves you, so that your arms are empty and ready when the new cycle asks you to carry something new. You cannot receive into a closed fist. So release that so that you can begin to hold whatever is coming new. This week, you moved your body. You walked, you put your bare feet on the ground, bare feet, left, right, left, right. You listened. And whether you felt it in real time or not, your nervous system was releasing. Your cortisol was dropping. Your rumination was quieting. And your body was doing exactly what you asked it to do. So here's what your waning moon integration practice is for today. Go outside. You don't need anything elaborate. Just find a piece of sky, a patch of earth, and a moment outside of your walls and stand still for a minute. Feel the ground under your feet. Take 3 slow breaths in through the nose and long, slow exhales through the mouth. And then ask yourself 2 questions. What stress did my body carry into this week that I am ready to put down? What has moving outside shown me that I want to bring into this next week? Don't analyze and, don't even journal if you don't feel like it. Just let the answers be present in your body. So as the answer comes to you about what you want to bring into next week, just close your eyes and feel it internally in your heart space. The waning crescent is a listening phase, and your only job right now is to notice. In 5 days, the new moon arrives, and that's when we plant new intentions. But right now, we clear the ground. Because next week, we're going even deeper. We're talking about your vagus nerve, the most simple, powerful lever in your entire stress response system. What it is, how it works, and the surprisingly simple practices that retrain it. And next week also holds the new moon on April 17th, which we'll honor with something special. I promise you this. By the end of next week, you'll understand your nervous system in a way that changes how you move through stress forever. I'm so glad you're here. Rest well tonight. I'll see you Monday. If this week gave you something real, please hit that like button. It helps more people find this content who need it. Subscribe if you haven't yet and click the bell so that you're there when click the bell so you're there when the Vagus Nerve series launches Monday. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway from this week. I read every single one. And share this video with someone who has been running on empty. They need this week too. I'm Dr. Lisa, science-backed, soul-supported, real techniques for stress relief.